Let me just talk you through a little bit of the human body, focusing in really on the digestive system. I'm just going to start by removing the lungs. Then we can see in here the heart is nestled. So out that comes. This large organ here is your liver. That's responsible for detoxification. It's where your glycogen is stored. The glycogen is produced by the action of insulin, which causes the conversion of soluble glucose to insoluble glycogen. That then gets stored in the liver. This is your stomach. Down here we have your large intestine, followed by your small intestine. Let me just quickly talk you through digestion within the human body. So it starts here at the mouth. Your teeth are responsible for physical digestion. This means that they break up the large chunks of food into smaller chunks of food, increasing their surface area to volume ratio. Chemical digestion also takes place in the mouth. The enzyme amylase is secreted. This digests insoluble starch into soluble maltose. The food bolus starts to work its way down the esophagus. That's a little bit hidden. It comes down here and enters your stomach. The stomach contains hydrochloric acid. Now, the low pH of the hydrochloric acid will help to kill pathogens such as bacteria. There's also muscular contraction that occurs, which helps to break down the food further. The enzyme protease is secreted in the stomach. This digests proteins into soluble amino acids. So if I remove the stomach, we can see this vine leaf shaped organ. This is the pancreas. The pancreas secretes digestive enzymes, amylase, protease, lipase. Lipase is an enzyme responsible for breaking down fats into fatty acids and glycerol. The pancreas secretes the hormone insulin, as well as the hormone glucagon. Glucagon's role is the opposite of insulin. It takes the insoluble glycogen, which has been stored in the liver, and converts it back into soluble glucose. Just to show you the liver, I've just turned it around. Now, the liver produces a substance known as bile, which is stored in this green gallbladder before being secreted into the small intestine. Bile has two main roles. The first role is emulsification of fats. That means breaking up large fat droplets into smaller fat droplets, increasing their surface area so that the enzyme lipase can work more effectively at breaking down those fat droplets into fatty acids and glycerol. The second role of bile is to neutralize hydrochloric acid that's been added in the stomach, therefore providing an optimum pH for enzymes released into the small intestine. Now, the small intestine's role is to absorb soluble food molecules that have been produced through the action of the digestive system. The small intestine is adapted in that it has villi and microvilli. These increase the surface area, meaning that absorption occurs more quickly. There are thin walls which provide a short diffusion distance, a steep concentration gradient, and lots of blood capillaries. Now, the large intestine here is responsible for absorbing water into the blood. It's hard to see here, but the rectum is down here. This stores the feces. The feces pass out of the body via the anus in a process known as digestion. Just to show you the layout of several other organs, here you can see your kidneys. Remember, they're responsible for the excretion of urea. They carry out osmoregulation, which is the control of blood water levels. Urine produced by the kidneys is stored down here in the bladder. I've removed the heart. Now, the heart is a pump. It acts to pump blood around the body. The human heart is a double circulatory system. That means that blood enters the heart twice for every single circuit around the body. If I open the heart, you can see it's 4 chambers. We've got the left atrium and the left ventricle, the right atrium and the right ventricle. Remember, the left side of the heart carries oxygenated blood that's come from the lungs via the pulmonary vein. The left ventricle contracts, forcing blood into the aorta. This delivers oxygenated blood around the body. Then deoxygenated blood returns to the right atrium in the vena cava. The right ventricle contracts, forcing deoxygenated blood into the pulmonary artery that travels back to the lungs for oxygenation. Over the surface of the heart, you can see the coronary arteries. These are responsible for providing the heart with its own supply of oxygen. When you have diets high in saturated fat, if you smoke, if you're particularly stressed or have a sedentary lifestyle, genetics may also play a factor. You can end up with a buildup of fats in the lining of these arteries. This prevents blood flow to the heart, meaning that there's less oxygen available for respiration. So more anaerobic respiration takes place as a result, which produces lactic acid that denatures enzymes involved in the chemical reactions, leading to heart muscle cells dying.